Alright, gentlemen, ladies, my name is Chinja Abraham Afawa. Welcome to Root Bridge Foundation, a place where we fertilize the relationship, a place of growth and service. Yeah, today I want to talk about something that is very, very key in terms of taking a relationship a step forward that I think is worthy of our consideration. I call it the little big details. The little big details. A lot of people take it for granted, but trust me, this factor has the ability. I'm telling you, it looks very small and you'd be surprised. They are little. They are little. But little by little, you'd be surprised how much strength they can summon when they come together. They can lift that strong relationship of yours, I'm telling you, and smack it on the ground until it doesn't have any more strength to get back up. That is how strong they could be. So that's why I call them little big details. Sometimes we trivialize them, sometimes we feel that they're not important. I'm here to tell you that they are important. Very, very important. And you cannot afford to joke with them. You cannot afford to take them for granted. Yeah, so you really, really need to take them very serious. Now, one of those little big details that you really need to watch in your relationship. One of it is pads. 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 You see, when you wear pads as a woman, it has a lot of psychological explanation to it. It has a lot of psychological explanation to it. What psychology is the study of human behavior. Just know that. That's why we say it has a lot of psychological explanation to it. It tells us a lot about you as a person, you as a woman. You know, it says a lot. It speaks a lot about you. One of the things it says about you is that you're not honest. You're lying. It talks about lying, you're not honest, lack of confidence, and all of these things. Now, much more than these things, another way it affects you is that it calls to your space people that you don't need. Quite frankly speaking, there are some men who don't give a damn about your look, particularly. They care about you as an individual. That means they look at you holistically. It is everything about you that they like, not any particular part of you. While there are some men that like you for a particular feature, we have people like that. So you want people who would love you for you. That you, either if they like you for that particular feature, it's still you. If they like you holistically for who you are, it's you. But doing all of these things is that you are calling the wrong people into your space, and it makes you look or feel that there are no men out there who are sincere, or there are no women out there who are sincere. That's what it does. Now, as a lady, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest with ourselves. By the time you put butt pads, for example, hip pads, and then you wear it, now you look bigger than yourselves from the bottom. You look like an hourglass, the shape that everybody craves for. Much more than anything, if you look that way, now there are guys who are attracted to women, like I said, who look that way, while there are some men who don't. Honestly, there are men who don't. So if you look that way, now impression. Remember we talked about impression and expression, right? That is an impression. That is not an expression of yourself. Yourself is the natural you. Now, impression is that you are giving us the impression that this is how you look. Now, if you draw men who like women like that, you see, they will mistake your impression for expression. They'll think that is how you are. So by the time you guys get together later on in life, they get to realize that that's not you. You take off that pad, then you become one slim, tiny human being, like this one here. And this is the one that the man was attracted to, because this is the picture you showed him. But this is you. This is the actual you. Brother to brother, sister to sister, do you think it's fair? If you are the man, let's be honest with ourselves, do you think it will be fair? Have you remember that saying, listen, that people used to say nowadays, like what I ordered plus what I got? Now, much more than anything. So now, if you get into a relationship with these guys, and these things are not really, they are not, what makes them dangerous is that they are not things that men can easily open their mouth to tell you about. They are not things that the man can just easily tell you and say this, that, they can't easily do that. So because of that, they just harbor this in their mind. Now they take you as a liar. They use you and eventually dump you. By the time they find someone who possesses these things impressively, expressively, that is who they are, they will leave you for that actual person. And tomorrow you begin to wonder, you say, I am a good person, I am bad, I'm a good person, I'm hardworking, I'm dedicated and everything. These things, to be honest with you, they don't have anything to do with you being good or bad. They don't. They don't have anything. So you can be as hardworking as anything, you can be as anything. These things, they look trivial. Tomorrow you might even say, but I'm a good person, I'm a nice person, I'm a hardworking person. Why would this matter? Why would it matter? If it doesn't matter to you, why did you have to put it? It matters. Since you were able to, since you don't like yourself, you had to put something to deceive people. It matters then when people act on that. So anything that does, if you think that it doesn't matter, if someone should not judge you by that because you put it, then you shouldn't even put it in the first place. But for the fact that you put it there, then people have the right to judge you by that. That means it matters. So one of the things that could really crush your relationship and make it miserable is pads. Pads. So when you put pads, it can really affect your relationship. The same thing with boobs. Boobs. This one, breast pads. You see a lady with big boobs. Those boobs are not her own. They are not actual. They are pads. Now, men who get attracted by these things, when a guy follows you because of your boobs, it looks appealing, sometimes they put it so that it enhances your cleavage and all of that thing that we women do in the name of beauty, right? I'm telling you, I don't think there's any beauty that is naturally you, that's more naturally you. There's none. There's none. So by the time you put this thing on, you put the breast and you are looking like that. So this is his attraction to you, is that boobs, that that big boobs. When that man comes into your space and then discovers that that boob is not original, it's not expressive, it's not actually, you don't have it. It was another thing that covers it up. It was another thing that, how do you think that man is going to feel? Broken, lied to, deceived. So you see, that's why some men today, I'm telling you, you'll be surprised. I told you in my previous video, unless you are able to look at ourselves, I'm telling you straight face and tell ourselves that we are what we are today because of the choices we made yesterday. We can't choose otherwise. We can't. So the man tomorrow has the right to leave because you lied to him. That's not actually you, and that is his attraction. Quite frankly speaking, now I'm speaking as a human being. All of us are fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God, right? But don't forget, while that aspect is there, men look at you not with the eyes of God. First of all, we look at you carnally. Even you too, you look at men carnally with the eyes of men before any other thing. So you need to respect that. You need to respect that. So we look at you from that angle. So if you do that, in my next video that I'm going to post, I'm going to post, there is a way to everything. Now these things you're doing, this is not the way. This is not the way. If you like such kind of great body, there's a way to do it. But this way is not the way. It's maybe a way, but it's not the way. There's a difference between a way and the way. I'm sure you get the difference. A way is anonymous, indefinite article. The way is a definite article. A girl who likes such kind of body and goes to the gym, and goes through the pain, the exercises, and eventually, grows these body parts. You see, that is the way. Because when the person is attracted to that, if he sees it, he gets to meet the actual person. That's the new look that the person has, embodied or has gained for herself or himself. It's not impression. That is the person. That is expression. Another thing, again, that could really crush your relationship, I'm telling you, can crush it without even thinking twice about it. Like it wouldn't even spare you. Is profile. 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 Profile picture. Literally. Now let me make use of myself first of all before I show you other thing. You see the way I am. If you look at my profile picture, you will see that it's almost a typical representation of what you're seeing here. I've got hair. Now, quite frankly speaking, there are men and women who don't give a damn about this look. There are also men and women who give a damn about this look. Now, if this is me and the picture you're seeing is like this one you're seeing above here, and maybe let's say we got chatting with you as a lady, you're chatting with me. Now let's assume that you give a damn about this. That means you don't like this kind of hair, but you like this one. But this is the current me. But my profile picture is showing this. And you're chatting with me. Conditioning. If you keep looking at that picture, they call it conditioning. You would expect to see that picture when you meet me. Now, when you come into my space, when we get to meet eventually, and then you see this me, believe me, what do you think is going to happen to your emotions? You're going to feel lied to. You're going to feel deceived. Because my picture, my profile picture, is not what you're seeing. Now take a look at these other pictures that I've posted just on my screen. These other ones, you see them. As a lady, this is what you put on your profile picture. And this is the actual you. If you post this this one that in quote is fine, right? You like this one. But the actual you don't like the actual you. So you prefer you too. You love impression. You don't like the actual you. If you put this and the guy is attracted by this profile, and you condition the mind of this guy, or this guy's mind is conditioned to this picture, this is what he'll be expecting to see when he meets you. And then he comes and meets this person. To be honest, if you are the one, how are you going to feel? To be honest, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel terrible. 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 So if your relationship right now currently is going through some difficult times, you are wondering, maybe you are nice, you are sweet as a girl, you're a sweet girl, you're a darling, but you realize that your man, maybe there was a little bit of more enthusiasm when you guys started, but upon meeting the person, you realize that there's a little bit of dropped, enthusiasm and passion. I'm serious. Go back and ask yourself about these things I've said. What have I said? And others, there are other things related to this. Other things that could ask yourself, my profile picture, what is there, and this me, is it the same? Is what is on the profile picture? So ask yourself, are you proud? So if you are putting a profile picture that is not a typical representation of who you are in real life currently, ask yourself, are you proud of yourself? So if you are not proud of yourself to put a picture that represents you, that is an actual representation of you, how then do you expect someone else to be proud of you? How then do you expect someone else to accommodate and tolerate you? How? So you see, so if the person treats you bad, believe me, it's your doing. It's your own shortcoming. It's your own misdoing. Because even you don't love yourself strong enough to put a typical representation of yourself. You put a fake and impressional part of you. That's the one you wish to look. You don't want to look at that picture and see yourself, who you are. You prefer to look at one that you'll be glaring, you'll be laughing that this is, it doesn't work like that. So go back and look at your relationship. Are there things in my relationship that from the onset, they were more impressional than expressional? So if you look at it like that, you are likely going to start removing those parts. Then go back to your partner, please. If you want your relationship to work, if you want to take it to the next level, meet that person, sit them down and say, guy or girl, is there anything about me that you liked before we met that maybe drew you to me, but upon meeting me, you realize that I don't possess it, that it's beginning. I don't know how you're going to amicably find, well, the earlier you're able to find a way through it, the better for you. And the later you let it get, the longer it gets. So if you want your relationship to work, go back and ask yourself, what did I do? What did I do in the past that is affecting my relationship today? I'm telling you, these things you think as if it's a joke, they're not trivial. They might look trivial. I'm sure you've heard this expression that people make all the time. And it's true. It is little things that we can really hurt you. Little things. So you'll be surprised. They are little, but they are big. They can turn to be massive. So go back and look at your profile picture. The picture that you put on your profile picture, whether on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Thread, or any other social media handle. Ask yourself, those pictures, are they typical on LinkedIn, or are they typical representation of who I am? If this person meets this person, whether you're a boy or a girl, if my lover meets this person and sees, is it the same? Now, like I said from the beginning, these things, if you do that, it calls the wrong people into your space. It prevents you from meeting the people who love you for who you are. So if you put a picture that represents a typical you, when a person comes and doesn't like it, you see the person is not even attracted. When you don't have big breasts, for example, the one that you have, your natural breast, if a person who likes big breasts sees you, he will not be attracted. So he doesn't even get to your space in the first place. So you only attract the person who doesn't mind. If you don't have big waist, you will not attract someone who is attracted to big waist. You attract the person who just likes maybe a small one you have, or the average one you have, whatever size you have. Do you get? These are little big details. Okay? So thank you very much. Have a great day. Okay? I hope you've learned something. Yep.